Welcome once again to the DRH show. Today I'm joined by the co-founder of the massage company, Charlie Thompson. Thanks for joining me.
You're very welcome. Very good to meet you and very good to be here.
Well, it's great to have you here, Charlie, and I know you're quite busy. So first, I'd like to thank you for sharing a chunk of your time. But if you could just share to us your background, your trajectory in life, and how you ended up doing what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm someone who's always been passionately interested in personal well-being, personal leisure, and also making sure that really as many people as possible get access to the benefits of living healthily as much as possible. So I've worked within health club environments, I've worked within hotel environments, most recently in spa environments. So that's really motivated me hugely, both on a small level and some of the bigger groups of spas that I've run here in the UK and some of the work I've done internationally as well.
Brilliant. And of course, you're the founder of the massage company. And could you just tell us about the company and what's its ethos and what makes it different from other massage centers?
Yeah, of course. So the massage company is a company that's bringing massage to the mainstream. So we want to create much more accessible professional massage therapy for everybody, and we'd like it to be available at the right price. So in order for us to do that, we believe built a really easily accessible model that allows people to come and access in their hometown. They come to a physical location, they come to a center, they'll choose from a very tight range of massage therapy services, and that'll be delivered by our professionally trained massage therapists. And it's really consistent quality, and that's really important. So that's what we've done. We've built since 2016 the business, and we're up to 5 centers and growing fast.
Now, Charlie, when people usually talk about their business, the backstory is usually they see a gap in the market. But of course, with the massage industry, there's already a lot of massage centers. But what inspired you to launch your business? Are you yourself? Are you do you enjoy receiving massages?
Yeah, so I'm a great customer, but that wasn't the reason that I launched the business. Whilst my body is definitely in need of the professional services our team give, I was running a big group of spas for Virgin Active health clubs, and we had a real gap in the market where we had huge demand for people to give professional quality massage therapy. People trusted the brand, and also we had this membership concept. So it was more about how do we create an environment that's appealing to both male and female, and do that. And I realized that if I did that, then personally I'd be appealing to a much bigger range of customers. And actually for me, it was a question of really making it much more about mainstream, about people who just living active lives or less active lives, normal lives. It doesn't have to be about people wanting a treat in a spa, which I was very familiar with, or medical rehab, which I've done some work on as well. It was like, how do we, that's quite a small group of people. How do we make it much more every day? And I really enjoy that sort of stuff. I've had my background in the holiday industry and health clubs, so I'd run a lot of operations, and I could see that this was a growing area.
And I understand you've got lots of centers, so would you mind sharing to us some of the centers? And I've also heard that you're launching 10 more centers in Scotland for the next 3 years. So tell us about your plans of expanding.
Yeah, we're really excited because we've got the plans to open in Scotland. Those plans are coming in the next 3 years, but we also want to grow where we've started in the UK. So we started in our Camberley Centre. That was in 2016. Our first franchisee opened then in Tunbridge Wells, and that was in 2018. We then launched in High Wycombe 2019, and also Sutton Coldfield. And at that point, we had a really strong growth. Now, of course, the advent of Brexit and then COVID were two things that put a bit of a stop on the investors. But the great thing was that we've got that back on track with an opening in Putney last year. We're opening in Ealing this year. So there's 6 already ready to open, then another 10. Plus also we've got a really good pipeline of future projects that are nicely coming through, which will really focus on lots of other towns here in the UK. We'll be bringing massage therapy to those towns and actually creating a really effective hyper-local environment within those towns so that people can come, get a real understanding and trust it. And I think that was the big thing we found, and I learned at Virgin Active and also a little bit within the spa operations. Once you get a local community involved, it can really help.
Absolutely. And I actually just been to one of your massage centers in Tunbridge Wells in Kent. I actually wrote an article about it. I'll put the link on the description also for anyone who wants to learn about my experience about your services. They can read it themselves. But one thing that I suppose that make you really distinct with other companies that offer massages is that people can become franchise owners. So can you tell us more how this works?
Yeah, of course. And that's hopefully one of the great appealing features of our business. So one thing's been around for a long time, you've been able to access spas within hotels and creating your own treatment environment was much more of a clinic environment. And so there was never really the opportunity for people who were not personal experts themselves to enter this category. What we're doing is we're disrupting the category, a little bit like Costa and Starbucks disrupted the coffee market. Lots of people are having massage, as you've said before, Dennis, and there's still those people are still having massage. But what Costa and Starbucks did is they brought lots of people new into the market. So those coffee aficionados, they're still having their coffee in their boutique locations, but now huge numbers of people can access really consistently good quality coffee. And we're providing the similar environment in massage therapy, but actually, as you experienced in Tunbridge Wells, it's done in a really comfortable area, and actually trying to provide that consistency is one of our challenges. So when you become a franchise owner, you take on a model, and that's the support we give, and it allows people to invest in the wellness market, allows them to invest in health and well-being, their own personal well-being, and also the well-being of that town that they're based in and that environment. And they can buy into the concept. So they're not trying to create, how do we organize the room? How do I build this business? How do I get my air conditioning sorted? Where do I even go in the first place? How do I find team? How do I find my customers? And then what do I do ongoing? And how do I run this business properly? What are the measures I need to bring in? And that's really important, because whereas a franchise owner, you have to trust the process and you have to trust the system that we've created. So it's a great opportunity. It's a unique opportunity in our space. There is no one else that is providing this type of franchise operation on the type of scale that we offer, so that they can step into this market and really take advantage, even without any previous understanding of therapy.
Absolutely. And another thing that makes the massage company unique is that you have a subscription model. I say that is unique because I haven't come across other companies that offer subscription service. So how does this work? And is there a bit of, shall we say, flexibility? Are you sort of tied into this if you sign up for the subscription model?
The subscription model we have at the massage company is all about giving people the best and most convenient way of having massage therapy. And that might sound like a bit of a sales line, but the reality is nobody outside of North America is familiar with having a subscription to massage therapy. So it's really new. And we have to therefore convince customers that not only are they going to want to do this regularly because it's going to be good for their well-being, and as you kindly wrote about in your report at Tunbridge Wells, which I'm sure that the viewers will get to read and get to understand, it's actually great quality. How am I going to get to do this regularly? How am I going to make sure I do this? How am I going to keep on top of it? And like people join a gym, it makes them go. So it's partly that, but also partly it's a convenience factor. I've already paid at the beginning of the month. All I need to do is book my massage. Some people like to book up front, and some people like to book on the day. And the way we work, we're very flexible to both. We have super simple booking systems that allow people to make their bookings. use their massage credit, and then come when they want. So it's really flexible from that perspective. You can book any therapist, any massage, any day of the week. And you can also extend it to a slightly longer massage, to an 80-minute massage. We have additional upgrades. We have hot stones. We have aromatherapy, scalp massage, and a fantastic foot treatment. So those 4 upgrades sit on top of the 4 massages, which are deep tissue, sports, Swedish, and maternity massages. So you literally build your massage, build your upgrade, and that's your experience. So it's really, really flexible from that perspective. Are you tied in? Well, you make a commitment when you join, so you can just go as you like. There's a flexible membership, we call a flexi membership, just month by month. So really massage by massage. If you want a better price and you're looking to commit for at least a year, then you do get that. You have to commit for 12 massages, 1 a month for the year. That's the most popular one, I should say. So people aren't struggling to commit to it. Actually, once people are aware of the benefits and they've got their heads around the idea that they could have a subscription, a recurring card payment for their massage therapy, then it's very, very easy choice. It's just the best way of doing it. If you want to pay and play, just come every now and again. We have a non-member price. It's just a lot higher, but everyone's welcome.
Now, Charlie, I was just interested. What's your personal favorite type of massage? Because you mentioned some of the types of massage that you offer in TMC.
Yeah, so personally speaking, my massage therapy, my preference is I have a combination. Either if I've had a long week or long fortnight, I go for an 80-minute, a longer Swedish massage. So quite a relaxing massage, just helps clear the head. I love aromatherapy and hot stones. Those 2 upgrades are fantastic. Occasionally I have a scalp massage on that because it just unwinds and de-stresses. Right at the beginning of the massage, 10 minutes of head massage and scalp massage, then you just really relax into the rest of it. So if I'm doing that, but I do also play some sport and I'm quite active myself and I'm not getting any younger, which is true for all of us. So if I'm feeling a bit sore or my body needs a bit of work, then I'll go for a deep tissue massage, maybe a sports massage. I quite often have problems with my shoulder, so that needs some work on. The team, I'm very fortunate. I live quite close to the High Wycombe franchise, but also, of course, I travel around. So the team quite often sort me out at the High Wycombe franchise if I've got a problem on my shoulder or my back or something I've done wrong or some injury I've picked up. Otherwise, deep tissue massage, that keeps my muscles working, and it just means I don't get injured as much. And that personally for me was a real frustration. I used to have back injuries and that really brought me out for a while. And then, unfortunately, the more I run, I play a lot of hockey. So field hockey in the winter and a bit of cricket in the summer, and water sports are my thing. So I'm definitely finding the more I chase a ball around, the more I need my massage. So actually for me, the fantastic foot upgrade is a really great addition one, because that really just eases the tension out of my feet and lower legs, which is often what I need, shall we say, particularly in the winter time.
Absolutely. Well, when I was at one of your centers at Tunbridge Well, I actually had a scalp massage because I usually spend my time, looking at screens and just sitting every day, and I think it's just a bit relaxing to have a bit of pressure on my head. But you absolutely have fabulous therapists in TMC. But just on a slightly different topic, we'll move on now from talking about the mental health aspect or the self-care aspect about massage. So because mainly massage is all about self-care. So why is it important that from a wellness perspective, Charlie, what do you think is important that we implement self-care in what we do?
Yeah, I mean, this is an area that you're such an expert in. It's, in terms of the importance of it, it's about for again, if I was speaking professionally and personally, personally and professionally, it's about having a real clarity of thoughts, clarity of mind. It's about making the right decisions, in terms of your own personal health and well-being. And actually, what it looks like is making time for your own emotional and physical well-being. So that could be, you know, for some people, it could be time with friends. It could be time either with things or without things. Sometimes it's like, right, just customers may say, I just need to get away from my mobile phone, or I need to get away from my young child, you know, who's quite a lot of work, or I need to get away from my job for a period of time. No one comes in and says, you know, I need to go away from my partner or anything like that, fortunately. But no, they come and they get away from something, or actually they come and connect with something with us. And the aromatherapy and some of the comfort of the things, we have warm couches, as you probably recall. It's a time people can just come in and switch off.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And how do you think that the regular massage help the body? But you don't have to be, you know, too scientific about this. But just for you on a personal level, how do you think massage help the body?
Yeah, I mean, without being scientific, what the massage does is a number of different things. First of all, it changes the mix of white and red blood cells. So, you know, it actually makes your body far more protected against infection and actually against that type of infection from other things. So you're less likely to get ill. And that was proven recently on a BBC Truth About series. So that was really nice. They did a whole white and blood cell count and how that changed, but also the benefits in terms of your mental well-being come through very much in terms of stress relief, in terms of anxiety relief, in terms of making sure that people are not suffering from headaches, migraines, stress-related tension relief. You know, what comes first, the headache or the sore shoulders? It's sometimes quite difficult. People know I'm really stressed. I've got a headache and my neck hurts, and we'll work on that as well. And actually, the real benefit of keeping on top of massage therapy is you will reduce your migraines, you will reduce that impact, you will help your thought process, and actually people become a lot more relaxed. So by relaxing yourself, you're just naturally releasing toxins into the blood. Those toxins then get released out of your body through the system, and you know, quite often we encourage people to hydrate afterwards. So you get the emotional well-being, and that's really important, the mental well-being. The other side, of course, is you get the physical well-being of massage therapy, which is about actually removing those toxins from the muscles. It's about reducing muscle tension, and that comes from the therapy itself and the manual therapy, and how we work the muscles. And without being too technical, that every muscle has a sort of an origin and an insertion point, and it's understanding what those are and also what they do to the body. That our team, we're very fortunate, we have a very well respected and hugely passionate director of massage training, a guy called John Holman. So he is able to share with our massage therapy team through our team of national trainers what the benefits of massage can do, so they can then share them with the customers. So that physical well-being comes not just from the fact that massage is good, but the fact that the massage they're getting at the massage company is a really effective massage. There's a huge range of skills of people. There's also a huge range of knowledge. You never stop learning in this space. And what we do is we do regular ongoing training with our team to just enable them to continually improve the physical well-being of our customers and our members. And some of our members, you know, may well come to us for one issue and then we'll end up fixing another one, or they may just have a constant problem. They could have something like fibromyalgia, would be something they're left with, and really an uncomfortable condition for some people. And massage therapy really important to help that. It could be they just have a sore back or sore shoulders. They might be a chef that's always looking down at the counter, or they might be a retail worker who's always on their feet, or they might be someone who just sits in the car too much, drives too much, and they might sit at their desk too much. I mean, goodness knows, I'm in my home office right now. My setup is really quite good, but there's lots of people who are, you know, propped up, you know, on the end of their beds, or sort of the kitchen table at home, or something's on their lap, and it's very, very difficult sometimes to avoid that. And massage therapy really provides that relief lower back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain. We're very good at the massage company on dealing with the big issues. So the big basic challenges that people have, your legs, your back, your shoulders, and your neck. And we do that all the time. We do, as well as that, we do work on the arms as well. So that physical well-being comes in lots of shapes and sizes. Sometimes people are, they've got a very specific issue, of course, as well. And that could come from a sports injury or from a specific injury they've got, or maybe post-surgery rehab or a hip replacement, or just actually an injury that just needs working on. And that sports massage type focus can work really, really well in terms of the physical and the physical well-being that our customers will have. So I think hopefully you can see there's a real mental well-being that comes with de-stress and the whole benefit of that. And there's a physical well-being. Sometimes very hard to know, right? I feel physically better. Guess what? I feel mentally better as well. And that's where the kind of mystery of massage actually starts to come about. It's sometimes quite difficult to put your finger on exactly which bit of it is making a difference. But what our customers do know, and our members do know, is they leave our centres in a much better place than when they walked in. And that's a fantastic feeling for us and our team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But of course, just like what you mentioned, Charlie, the quality of the massage that you're receiving is just as good as the training being provided to the therapists themselves. You've already kind of alluded to this earlier, that you have like a training program for your therapists. But I was just wondering, how often do they receive that training, and what's so special about this training? You mentioned something about John Holman, if I get the name right. So could you just tell us a bit more about this?
Yeah, of course. So the training we do is so important because of a number of reasons. It keeps the focus on the development of the team. Now that's very important for us in terms of making them available of what's possible and keeping them and their own skills upgraded. What they do is that every therapist will have gained a qualification initially within their own environment. And those qualifications can be gained internationally. They can be gained in the UK. When they come to us, they'll actually join our team via a trade test. So we will have them demonstrate massage therapy on at least one, perhaps two people. And that trade test brings them in. Once they've joined the team, their very first week with us is within the training program that we've created, that John Holman has created for the massage company, and we work on very specific techniques to be really effective in the massage. But secondly, and not as importantly, techniques that will protect them against injury. So their own well-being is so important in what we do. We talk about the customer well-being quite a lot, but let's talk a little bit about therapist well-being, because the well-being of that therapist is massively important in terms of how we want to run the business, giving them long careers. Yes, it's commercially good, but actually, these are very skilled people who've gone through a lot of training, and we're going to bring them in and we're going to add to that. So that training gets started literally from day one. And then we have a series of modules that are part of their continued professional development that will take them through various other aspects of training that apply specifically to our business. That runs for at least the first year. And then beyond that, we have continued applied anatomy training that takes the team up and beyond that. So you can never stop learning that part of it. And all of that is then certified under our organization through a business called ThinkTree Hub. It's internationally certified program. And the team continues to get that. On top of that, we do a lot of work with our team on areas such as mentoring and supporting them through that. We have an intranet that has a lot of video content they can access. One of our lockdown projects this was, and we got a group of people, group of therapists, and they helped us put it together. They told us the type of content they liked and that they liked to watch it at home. So, actually be able to take it in their own speed, learn at their own pace was really important to them. So we mix it up. Sometimes we're obviously pushing it, but also we test. And one of the things that's really important to us is we can measure the success of the therapist based on the customer interaction, and we do that so we can feedback and we can improve areas that we might need to improve on as well. So it's very much being able to do that. And sometimes it's quite hard to judge that, but because of the type of numbers we have coming through, we're able to do that. So that continual development allows us to continue to focus our training on the areas that particular therapist will be needing. And we have a set commitment to our franchisees. So we own the franchise. The training team is part of the franchise support. And we will commit to the franchisees and to all of our centers, you will be getting this amount of training. And their deal is you have to take that training. You know, this is something that's got to come in. It's a massively critical part of the business, and it's a non-negotiable. So people need to do it. They need to come in and receive the training, and there's no excuse. Everybody has to do that.
Absolutely. And I suppose it's really important for the therapist to, you know, really be fit with the role, not just mentally, but physically, but also that there are things that you kind of like have to learn how to approach as a therapist. You know, like I would imagine that, without sounding crude, as a therapist, you would have some clients who have sexual innuendos, for lack of better term, during the massage, and I suppose during the training you would also kind of, you know, tell them how to approach these situations. Am I right?
Yeah, and look, thanks for bringing this up, because it's, you know, sometimes people are, oh, they're wondering about massage, because massage therapy, you Google massage, you're going to find all sorts of seedy stuff, and that's not
massage.
Massage, exactly. It's all linked, you know, a lot of it's linked to sex and on the internet, and that's made it much more accessible. So for us, there's several things that we do as part of the training. Is like, right, number one is we turn off all any Google, you know, any paid Google stuff after 10 o'clock at night, because generally people are looking for different stuff at that stage. Number two is we put a lot of video content on our website, so it's impossible to think that you could come to one of our centers and receive anything that is related to the sex industry. So that then also means when people walk in, it's very clear. But most of all, actually, we tend to weed people out. We've got, you know, most of our centers, we've got 75 to 100, 150 online reviews on Google, the same amount again on Facebook, same amount again on TripAdvisor. So hundreds and hundreds of reviews of our business that actually stops people coming in the first place. So, you know, people that are looking for sex within massage and a seedy brothel environment, you know, they'll go to a brothel, and that's just clearly not what we provide. So we actually stop it quite a long way up the pass. To answer the question that you're probably asking, what happens when someone does it? Well, the therapist walks out of the room, if anything does it, and that's happened. Now, I need to tell you, when this happens, it generally hits me as the boss, and I get to hear about it. We've done over 100,000 massages in the massage company, and I can count those events on less than 5 fingers. So it's a very, very occasional event. We're pretty successful at bringing that back in. There is a significantly bigger challenge within the spa industry and the hotel spa industry, but we just push that business outside. So it just doesn't even come in the first place. We're always aware that therapists have training, they leave the room, the customer is then escorted out, and they're banned permanently. But actually, it's become something that we have to be very careful, because it just doesn't happen very often. So we have to be aware that we just don't get it very often, and that's really important. So yeah, I think the therapists feel very protected within our environment, because we've also had payment up front from the customer. They have to pay online. They have to do it. We've got all their details. So, you know, they'd have to be really, really kind of careless, I would say, or just, you know, very naive for that to happen. It's, as you can tell, the numbers are so small, they're almost irrelevant.
Absolutely. And so for anyone who's watching this, what would be your top tip for people looking for a massage? Let's say, you know, that they haven't experienced it before, or for some reason they a bit hesitant, you know, just to, you know, just be touched by another person, by a stranger. What's your top tip?
Yeah, so it's such an important thing, isn't it? 'Cause there's so many barriers to entry when you come to wanting physical therapy. You've got, you know, you're worried about what have you got to wear. You're worried about how much, you know, what have I got to leave on? Have I got to leave my underwear on? Or all these. Now, these things we approach up front with part of the content, part of the things people do ask. Everyone wears their underwear when they're in the therapy. We do a lot of draping work. So as you'll experience in your massage, we only uncover the part we're working on. and we do specific training on how to drape, we call it draping, how to drape the sheets so that the customer's modesty is always protected. So we use a sort of tuck techniques and pull techniques, and that allows us to leave the customer feeling very secure in their modesty. So that's really important in the first place. So as a customer coming in, you need to know that's the protection you're going to get at the massage company, and also, quite frankly, within most of the professional industry. So, you know, there's hundreds, thousands of great therapists right across the UK and across Europe. You know, even if you can't access a massage company centre close to you, go and find a great local therapist where you are. You can find them online. There are a number of apps that will help you potentially as well. But make sure that you ask the questions up front, and make sure you go with someone who, remember, the therapist is not that interested in the way you look. They're kind of much more interested in your muscles. So actually, you know, just be comfortable. If you've got a preference for male therapist, or you have a preference for female therapist, most of our customers, you know, don't have a preference for either, then make sure you go and choose that person. Make sure you, if you are really, really nervous, come into a center like ours where there's lots of people around. There's a reception team that can help you. You've got people in uniform. There's easy explanation of what's going to happen, and that can sometimes be an easier step in. When if you go into a spa, you're worried about what's going on, and that for us is sometimes quite hard, because people go in, sometimes they have a negative experience, perhaps overseas or perhaps another location, and then that will stop them coming to us. And we're desperate to remove those barriers. It's why we're open till 9 at night. It's why we're open 7 days a week. We want to make it super easy for people to come for massage therapy.
Absolutely. And how can people book in at the massage company? Do you have an app, or is it just over the phone, or is it all online?
So, Dennis, the timing of this conversation just could not be better, because our app is literally launched today, and we are just getting it live. I had notification from the Apple Store this morning. So you're hearing it first on this show that the massage company app is live. Our members haven't even become aware of it yet. They will do very quickly after this, and that's super exciting. Our members will almost certainly use the app most regularly. Most of our new customers, they'll either book through our website or they'll phone our centres. We've got a front desk team that are there to handle the inquiries, because sometimes people want to have a bit of a discussion about what it is they want. I've got a sore shoulder. What would you recommend? So that's done much more easily on the phone. But otherwise, we can use those online booking portals that we use ourselves just on our website. People can book there easily, phone our centre, or, as I said, use our new app. If you are a regular customer, that will be a very, very easy way of doing it. And it allows you to, we'll remotely check in people. They arrive in the centre. Imagine you arrive in Tunbridge Wells, your app will automatically check you in. You can auto check out. You can add. It's going to make it a lot easier for members just to be able to book times they want, when they want, see it, make a booking on any given day at any time.
Okay. And of course, the link to your booking page will be on the description note for anyone who's interested. Now, of course, Charlie, you've been in the massage industry for quite some time now, so you probably come across with, I suppose, a number of misconceptions about massage. I suppose you already mentioned this earlier, you know, like it doesn't have to be pricey. I think that's one of the common misconceptions. But other than that, can you think of other misconceptions, and hopefully you could address them?
Yeah. So I think one is that that it's not effective, because, you know, sometimes that's been a problem for people, that they think, well, it doesn't. That's not going to help me. You know, it's a view that I need to see a physiotherapist or I need to see an osteopath, and they're great people. But actually, if you've anything wrong with your muscles, massage therapy will help. Massage therapy is recommended by the NHS on the NHS website as a treatment for lower back pain. However, bizarrely, the misconception here is that they don't mention that massage therapists should come, because the NHS, in its sort of way, still thinks that massage therapy is a bit of a luxury or a treat. So it guides you to physiotherapists or osteopaths. Now, they mostly don't do massage. You know, some physiotherapists do, but mostly they do manipulation, and they're fantastic at recovery and rehab and more acute pain. And then they'll pass it to massage therapy. So it's a massive misconception that massage is a luxury or a treat, and it's not. Actually, it's part of a regular lifestyle. Now, that misconception, we're going to be working for years ahead to try and turn people around on that one. So that's the big one. And we're already on it and constantly trying to share good information through bloggers and through posts online and through word in the local community. But of course, word of mouth is the best possible way. So that's definitely one misconception. You talked about prices. Does it have to be expensive? Absolutely not. You know, for the price of what most people pay for a Sky subscription or certainly for a gym membership, you're getting one massage a month, and that gives you real access to it. So, you know, around the £60, you're going to get one massage a month, and that's going to really make a difference to your monthly. You don't have to come twice a week. You know, the most people only need to come once a month. There's another misconception. It's like, well, I've been told I've got to come once a week. I'm never going to make time for that. It's like, well, probably you're not. But we're only asking you to come once a month. And because you can book easily, and because you can come in the evenings or the weekends or Sunday, you know, another misconception, oh, I've got to come when, you know, 9 to 5. It's like, no, you don't. We know that people have got jobs to do, and they've got work, or they've got school, or they've got universities, they've got whatever it is in their life. So lots of people can come in the day, and it's a lot easier now after COVID, to have to say. Our peaks and troughs are less. So that's, COVID's hurt us financially, but that has actually been quite a nice little benefit at the back of it. So definite misconception about that. I think you've already given the misconception about the seedy side of massage that we work really hard to avoid. The other misconception, one of the things is that actually, oh, I need someone big and strong to give me a firm massage. Wrong. You need someone who's really skilled and really accurate. And in fact, this is an awful lot, without getting too technical, the area of contact, the surface area of contact is in some ways very, very, so my hands are quite big. I'm not actually a qualified therapist, but if I'm putting my hands in of someone with a much smaller hand, perhaps one of our female therapists, they will get accurate inside the origins, insertions, the muscle areas. And in fact, be able to, with good technique, be able to apply much more pressure per surface area than sometimes someone who's bigger and stronger. So what you need is someone who's good, not necessarily someone who's strong. So there's another misconception, definitely, and we work really hard, not only with our people do that, but also with others. And then finally, it's this feeling that people can use at-home massage devices, and they're the same. Now, things like foam rolling, massage guns, all these bits have really got their place. They mimic one part of massage therapy, and they will help people short term, but you will never get the accuracy, and you will never get the longevity of pain relief that you will get from professional massage therapy. So what might last you a few hours, you'll end up lasting a few weeks through therapy. And it's that everything has its place. If you're looking to support and supplement regular massage therapy course with things like that, that's really good. And things like foam rolling and looking after your bodies, for those people who can, that's really important. But actually, the whole idea is that actually coming in, having it out, we always say, all we're asking you to do is come in and lie down for an hour.
I could totally relate with the last point that you mentioned there, because I had lots of massage machines that I bought from Amazon, you know, for my back, and also for my feet, and also for my hand. And it's not the same, you know, with a human touch, with an actual person giving you a massage. And I actually bought that because I have a lot of back pain, because I also go to an osteopath once in a while. But you said it's really not just, you know, it's an ongoing process to look after your back, your health. So you probably need a regular massage. But Charlie, we're already approaching the end of this interview. We'll learn about the massage company, of course, you know, some technical bits about receiving massages, and also you've discussed about the misconceptions about massage. But let's learn more about you as a person, as a human being. So the first thing that I want to hear from you is, what would you say are the highlights of your career so far, whether within the massage industry or something else?
Yeah, so I would say I've been a big fan of some of the highlights I've done. I was quite early in my career. I was a resort manager, really excited. I was only young. I was only 26. I was a general manager of a hotel in Greece. I had a team of 80. I was promoted and given this job. It was for a company called Sunsail Sailing Holidays, and I had this staff that was running this seasonal resort, and it was wild, and I was learning on the job, and it was pretty full on. I made some terrible decisions. I made enough good decisions that we did really well, but I learned so much, and more about actually making sure I looked after the team, and actually I learned very quickly if I got the team on side and I brought them into my plans, then I was able to achieve something. I got to the end of that, and that was like super important. I was really, really pleased with that, because that was it. And then I came back to the UK, and I've got a wife. I have 2 teenage children at this stage. They're 17 and 18. So professionally, I was a bit more based in the UK, but I used to do a lot of travel overseas, and I used to do various projects. And for a while, I worked on a lot of new spa projects. So one of the big highlights for me was the opening of a spa called the Spa in the Midland Hotel, right in the centre of Manchester. And we created that, we pulled out on old things, refitted it. We did the totally new design, and I was able to control that, bring that together, bring the team together, appoint the senior people, and that spa won 22 awards within the first 5 years after opening. So that's one for me. That's a real massive highlight. And then we opened the massage company in 2016, and that's a massive highlight for me. We not only worked for 2 years to create it and build it together with my business partner Elliot Walker. He and I combined our kind of knowledge and our professional knowledge, and he's a fantastic advocate for bringing real quality professionalism into the business. He's a brilliant guy to work with as well, because he's constantly chasing and fixing and challenging the norm of what's possible. And we created the brand together, and he's responsible for growing the franchise side, and I'm responsible for the operating side. So getting that first centre open in Camberley was really a shared joy for both of us. And it was a very, very, very difficult journey getting it open, but we got there and we changed the market. And now that we've been open, our first franchise location in Tunbridge Wells you went to, that's massively exciting. And I think in some ways the biggest highlights are still to come. Actually, we're bringing that journey. We've got a growing team and a growing area. So those were my professional highlights.
Sounds exciting. Now, and Charlie, other than massage, what's your distressing outlet? Because I would imagine you have a very stressful and very demanding role within PMC. So
yeah. So I'll probably get an idea. So mountains. That's Mount Kilimanjaro in the background. So I climbed that a few years ago. I love travel. So hence I'm going to get this right. Hence my kind of outlet up on the wall there. I'm a big fan of sailing and windsurfing, and that's where I will probably spend most of my time when I'm not working, either in the mountains or on the water if I possibly can. I mentioned about sport, and I play a bit of hockey as well. So time is tight, but I do try and spend my spare time on those areas, so I can personally get my own benefit, my own health and well-being. For me, if I'm working that hard, I need to detach. If I'm on the water, I'm in the mountains, I'm not thinking about work. It means the team are getting on with it. It means I'm refreshed and revitalized and revigorated, and that's for me is really important. And if I can do that with friends or family, so much the better.
Good advice. And Charlie, if money was not an issue, what would you spend it on?
Oh gosh, great question. I have certain things are quite important to me. I think the homelessness thing is a major thing for me personally. I'm constantly grateful for the fact that that's something that there's not there, and I do think about that a lot. So I'd like to be able to do that and support that. And there is, of course, a constant focus at the moment on how we look after this planet that we live on, and how we continue to focus on that. So I would not say I'd necessarily invest in fixing it, because there's still so much good, but actually invest in trying to build understanding and education. So what I've learned is that the better the education of people in these areas, the more likely people are to buy into what they're doing. And that's the same in business, the same personally. And actually, I don't have the answer exactly how it would be, but there would be people who are working on this that need a bit more resources and a bit more funding to be able to understand, right, what does it take for us to educate people to the benefits of actually this circular economy or or the sustainable economy. And actually, that's where I'd love to do it and put that money quite upstream in the process, so it filters down, and that's how it is. So we get the decision makers on board with doing these things. We make it. But that would be it. I don't see fixing the end problem. That's not it. It's about educating people further upstream, and I'd definitely put my imaginary money into that place.
Yes, those sounds really good initiatives, Charlie. But if you were not the co-founder of TMC, what would you have pursued in life? So in another time, in another space, what would you have been?
Do you know, I always a professional windsurfer. That's what I'd like to have been. And if I was when I was young, I'd spend all the time on the water, just relaxing and thing. And it was one thing that I found I was able to learn very, very fast at. I don't think I've been as good since as I was when I was in my late teens and early 20s. And that was at the stage where professional windsurfing was just becoming on the scene, because I'm getting close to 50 now, and that would have been my absolute passion. And instead, I realised I've become quite, I really enjoy, and I seem to be quite good at running teams of people, and that's been a great passion of mine. But yes, in another world, professional windsurfer.
Well, I have to say you're quite good and look good for your age. I thought we're about the same age. I'm 40. By the way, Charlie, the floor is all yours. Tell us what else is in the pipeline, and if people wanted to reach out to TMC, remind us again what platforms we can get in touch with you at.
Yeah, thanks, Dennis. So look, we're really, as a business, we're super passionate about bringing massage to the mainstream. So for any customers who are looking to improve their mental health, they're looking to improve their emotional health, get the benefits through the platform that you've created so efficiently to be able to give people insight into how they can help themselves and how they can help themselves move forward with their own mental and physical health and well-being. That's really important. And look at our website, massagecompany.co.uk. Just Google us, look at the reviews, and make your own decision. And hopefully we're close to where you live, or hopefully we're coming somewhere soon where you live. But also to people who are looking to work in the industry, this is something that's really important. I've touched on in this interview that we're super keen to become a destination employer for people who want to learn, who want to come and improve their well-being. We offer, we give people a massage a month when they come and work for us. So it's already a benefit, but mainly about making the best of themselves, providing a great team environment. And that is so much healthier than doing stuff on your own. And we can provide that and support and praise and all of the training that comes with that. So thank you, Dennis, that we'd definitely like to speak to anybody who's a customer or potential member of team in the future.
Well, thank you, Charlie. And of course, you're also on social, so I'll pop the link on the description notes. So for anyone who's more visual, they can just explore about the massage company. Well, Charlie Thompson, the co-founder of the massage company, thank you for being here on the DRH show. Lovely chatting with you. And I look forward to hearing more about TMC and also about your work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Great speaking to you.